Well, hey there, it's Jen.
And Elka, welcome back to the Jen and Elka Show. And I'm tripping over Jen and Elka Show today. I don't know why, but the reason that you're here to watch this is because you are on the Zazzle platform, which is where we love to be and sell our products on the platform. But we're doing really well at getting our listing seen, and
Mhm.
maybe you aren't. And so that's why you want to keep watching, because we're going to tell you why here in this video. But we want to first give you a little bit more backstory because we want to help you understand maybe even why this is happening. Not just because it's a one-word answer like, oh, SEO or oh, this. It's very important to understand that you're running a business and you're using a platform. And so it's not forced, it's trying to be organic, which is what we love because that creates a passive business for us. Because if we do it right, we don't have the effort because we don't like being salesy. I don't know if you like being salesy. Comment in the comments. Do you like being salesy or do you just want to get sales? And that's really important to me. I don't want to be salesy. What about you, Jen?
Well, I never really liked being salesy, and I think too for being on the Zazzle platform, I really loved the fact that I didn't have to push my products and that they were being found because of definitely doing my research for SEO and titles and tags and all of that stuff. But I had a learning curve, right? So does everybody. But I think the Zazzle platform allowed me to be salesy without being salesy. And it was just more knowing the business side of things and understanding how can I get my product seen based on the fact that, like you said, you're using Zazzle as your platform. If you were to be using Shopify, if you were to be using another platform that's print on demand like Spoonflower or Redbubble, Society6, all of the people who are shopping on those platforms are a certain type of person or want a certain type of thing. And each platform, if we're talking about print on demand in general, all of them, multiple different platforms, offer obviously different product choices, right? And we love Zazzle because we find that Zazzle is the most robust in terms of the opportunities for a designer or a creative, or even someone maybe like yourself. Maybe you don't define yourself as a creative or a designer, but someone who is able to just open up a store for free and start posting products for sale without spending any money, having to invest in anything. It allows you to sell products, right? But that platform, because you've chosen Zazzle, also comes with certain traffic and certain people who buy on that platform, and knowing how to utilize their algorithm as well, right? Because every single product that you're creating is pretty much a website or a web page. And how do people find things online? Well, they search for them, right? They use certain keywords and certain descriptive words to search for particular things. And I had to learn the hard way because, first of all, when I first started out, my designs were not the greatest anyway. I was uploading artwork from my grade 12 art projects, sketches and doing little random things on Photoshop when I was learning how to even use Photoshop. And it was way, way harder back then because Photoshop has become so much more elevated and robust now. That being said, my designs were not the greatest. And so first of all, my designs, I don't think people would even have wanted to buy them, even if they found them. But I learned how to create certain things and I got better at the process, right? So, because if you're starting out on Zazzle, whether or not it be the end goal of making money, and so you have to understand how to create those products, or the first goal of yours is to sell your own artwork because you already have that creative intuition, right? And now you're just trying to use Zazzle as the outlet and as your platform. And so for my own experience, it was the designing and also then getting my listing seen, and I had to understand how that was even possible, right? And that is and was a learning curve, still is to this day, because every single product that's posted on Zazzle that I personally post or that our clients post, each one has to be labeled differently based on what the product looks like, what kind of theme it is, what the product use is for. And so you just have to know that you have to listen to your experts, which are myself and Elka, and understand that, it does come with a bit of learning, but that's why we're here. And this is why we're helping you understand that it is something that can be easily learned, but it's always a work in progress for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, as you said, easily learned, but not easily learned. It's the weirdest thing because, yes, it's easy to get the concept learned, but in practice, it's not. And that's one of the reasons why your listings are not being seen, because even when some of our clients go through our training program, and we have like a 9-page tag and title and SEO guide giving you all kinds of different situations and scenarios, it still needs to be applied to your specific product and your niche and the people that you're serving. And so you want to just put up the why now. This is why, because yeah, we kind of got off topic with designs and other stuff, but the proper listing with keywords is how you are going to get your listing seen. If you don't have the right keywords, then it's not going to work. And there's so much involved in that, right? There's how does the customer actually, like, what do they use as keywords to look for stuff? As Jen mentioned, maybe they're not even the people who come to that platform, and you're offering your art and you put your art down, but you don't need to. It was nice, it was really lovely, but was that the Zazzle customer searching for that, or would that have been better off on Fine Art America, for example? And so everything where you're like using keywords that don't match, and people are very upset at you because you put something in the keywords, whether it's the title or the description or the tags of the listing, and you realize that you're just trying to like hedge your bets. And because of that, when someone comes to your sees your search result in the marketplace, they go like, well, that's not what I searched for. And so part of why are my listings not being seen is you're using the algorithm to see how many views you got. And that's the stats you have, right? Like you're just trying to see, did my listings get seen? And did someone click on it? Or even did someone buy? And when you're doing that, you realize, okay, the SEO is giving me false results because I have tag words in there that are actually making it seen, but they're not actually seen because it's in a page where your product comes up with other results, but no one's ever going to click on your product because it's not even the right thing. So that's the one side of thing. The other is you don't get any views whatsoever, and it's because you have put your tags in and your titles in such unique, weird ways with keywords that normally people wouldn't search for. And so therefore, they're not ever coming up on a landing page in a search on the marketplace. So those two are the extremes. And in the middle, it's still a matter of having your product seen amongst the noise of thousands of other products that have that same keyword that offer the same thing. And that's where we get into the fun details in our coaching program, the Profit by Design Academy, because dependent on the niche, a keyword might be the perfect thing, but in another niche or niche might not be that perfect at all.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, that, like as Jen said, it can be easy. It can give you the Zazzle recommendations, and you can look at those and you can go like, don't understand how that works for my particular product. Or you can say, well, it was used here, so I can use it here. And really, it won't ever work in this other niche or niche. And so it's super, super important to start with the end in mind. I want my listing to be seen by a certain avatar, and then work backwards. What kind of language do they use? What is it that they're searching for right now? How are they searching for it? What keywords are they using? And then you go like, do those keywords that they're searching for actually represent what my product offers?
Yeah.
Which is the last part. And that's why I said, like, you can put a whole bunch of spam words in there, but that's not going to help you either. It'll get you views, but not really sales. Okay, so or the rest of it, you have to sort of like, it's too personal. You can't. We need to help you on a specific personal level at that point.
Yeah, well, I mean, each individual product definitely has different associations with titles and tags, right? You can't just give a magic golden checklist and have all of your products be perfect by watching this video. But I also wanted to just say really quickly too, that a lot of people who are coming onto the Zazzle platform, whether or not you have been on other POD platforms, so maybe you're just brand new at this whole title and tag thing, and you're just taking a shot in the dark, trying to figure out what a title and or tag should be for your products. Or you're coming from another background, like, for example, Etsy, and Etsy itself is a different platform. And so the way that you title and even tag or list your product is completely different. And we have had some clients come from Etsy, and they're confused because on Etsy, you are creating a listing, but it's more so for your shop and then the more descriptive words. And there's also more room for the characters, like the actual letters that are available in your title. And so some people from Etsy are thinking that they can have, a really long title to describe everything. But on Zazzle, there's only a certain amount of characters before it cuts you off. And you have to be really intentional by using those words. And the order of those words is very important as well. So you want to have specific words at the front of your title versus the end of your title, especially if you're creating certain things like, for example, wedding invitations or birthday cards or baby shower. Those words have to be associated with your title, because if you create an invitation and you call it elegant, black and white invitation, and you don't know if that's for a birthday or for a wedding or whatnot. And so that word wedding or that word birthday is very, very particular in terms of also allowing your product not only to be found by people who are searching for those keywords, but also allowing Zazzle's algorithm to slot you in their categories and in their department tree properly, so that your product gets placed within the system so that they can be searched for, right? And so having that knowledge and understanding those little nuances is really important. And I know that a lot of people struggle with that at the beginning, because it's not, something that you would know without actually being on the platform and searching and doing some research and being part of, our community, or being in one of our courses or in our coaching program. And still to this day, we have clients who struggle sometimes and ask us how they can title and tag their products more proper or properly, to help them get more views. And like Elka mentioned, you can break it down into the different categories where you're not getting viewed at all. And is it because your product is being misrepresented with its titles and tags, and so people aren't even clicking on it, because when they search for something, your product comes up, but it's completely different from what they're searching for? Or that your title and tag is not specific enough and it's too generic, or it's too specific using words that people wouldn't normally even really search for, or words that have spelling, like words where people actually have trouble spelling, like, the word turquoise or the word whatever, something that has a little bit more where you have to really think about the words and the spelling, right? And sometimes I actually make spelling mistakes by accident searching for things on Zazzle, and I misspelt the word terracotta today, because that's also one. I forget always that there's 2 R's in it, and I spelt it with 1 R. And 8 products out of the millions that are on Zazzle, 8 showed up. So thankfully, not very many people made that mistake, but still, there's 8 products out there that are misspelled because somebody didn't know how to spell the word terracotta. And so those products are not being searched for because it's a misspelling, right? And that's actually on the designer's fault rather than the customer's. And so just knowing the little things, the little details, and the little ways that titles and tags can really, really help you out. And last but not least, don't spam, right? And so if your product can be used for a Mother's Day event, or a Father's Day event, or a birthday, right? There are products that can be generically customized to have it be applicable for all the different things, right? Like graduation, birthday, Mother's Day, Father's Day, all those things. Like, let's say just a photo template of something where it says best mom ever, and you can change the words to be best dad ever. And some people still to this day in the titles, not so much in the title, but in the tags, right? Birthday gift, graduation gift, wedding shower gift, all these things. And you're just spamming the marketplace, and it's actually not helping you with your searchability. It's actually hindering you because you're being spread too thin. And then the Zazzle algorithm doesn't even really know where to place you in their system, right?
And you notice that we actually speak like you, even though that was a product. That's how important it is for you to actually understand what's happening, because your business depends on the listings being seen and you earning money. And so by saying like you will not be found is that's how serious we take it, and that's how much we care, because we know how important the SEO or keywords are for the listings. So if you want to get started, click the link in the description for the guide, and let's see you get some more help on all of this so that you can flourish and get your listings seen on the Zazzle platform. Take care.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.